Okay, so they pick GP. KDF go Gnar, Wukong. Are they gonna pick their Azir again here? Is it Azir? Ah, Jinx Tam. So they banned Sylas Viego. What are they picking here? Ashe. Wow. Ashe, Seraphine bot. Faker decides to blind Lissandra. Don't pick Lee Sin. Oh my god, it's already over, isn't it? Ornn mid as well. Holy fuck, KDF's draft is insane. Barring the Gnar, which is just for top lane phase. KDF's draft is crazy. Ornn, Seraphine, Wukong, Ashe. Imagine you're team fighting against this. Imagine team fighting against these 3 champs, just those 3. And then factor in a Mega Gnar. This game is the most important game. So we have support Ashe, Seraphine, AD into Jinx Tam. I think this probably gets the push if they don't have the leash. It looks like they're going to have the leash. Nope, they're solo starting. Good. Thank you. Wukong, Lee Sin. It's Wukong favored, but they're both going to path top, and Lee Sin has a solo start. So I think Lee Sin is... I actually think Lee Sin's clear is a little bit faster on solo starts. Maybe I'm wrong. Depends if he starts Q. It looks like he's starting Q because his HP is going low. And then Ornn into Lissandra is a fun pick. I think the importance of the Ornn pick is like it provides frontline, provides a stable lane, and also provides magic damage, which you're kind of semi-lacking in topside. There's the Ashe E. You see it on the map. They see Lee Sin. They ping him, so they have really good information. You expect they're just not showing it, but Ashe E is actually so powerful. That's the power of the Ashe in general. Just jungle tracking is so good. Zeus getting some good trades off. Elim's going to gank top. 3 camps into top. Pretty early gank. He's going to find Lee Sin. Wukong should win this 1v1. Yeah, owner has to run. Good steal by Elim. He dead? Yeah, he's dead. Okay, spit int, but Elim is fucking running it. I mean, he wins 1v1, but yeah, lane push is really important. GP had really good push, and Lissandra can ignore waves with her E, right? And Fate can't match. So first blood over to Lee Sin. Fate is dead too. Wow, this early game is a horror. This Lee Sin is way too accelerated already. Fate will TP back, so it's not the end of the world for him. His lane phase is still fine. The only issue here is, I mean, owner is just super fed. Double crab, double kill. Zeus has flash. This feels a bit overforced, but Fate is there with ult. Wow, Adam is really far behind right now. I think he's wasting a lot of time. He should be on his bot respawn, but Zeus will die probably. Maybe a small mistake there by Zeus. I think he could have lived, but he panicked a bit. I think as the Ornn ult comes in, now, he has a window to run down and flash over the wall. But he runs back up, and here he could just run down and flash over. But he runs back up for some reason. I think that's a mistake by Zeus for sure. Drake's up. I think Lee Sin can solo it over the wall. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. But he gets spotted, so he might have to ward jump out if Wukong comes. But he needs Faker to just blow mid-wave and come quick. Tahm Kench doing the same. Look at how they're covering. This makes it so he doesn't have to ward jump out and they can get the Drake. Nice root onto Keria, a little bit of chunk damage. Actually thought this lane would be really good for Ashe Seraphine. In my head, in isolation, this just felt like perma push, perma chunk the Tahm Kench, and he would never really have any impact in this lane. But actually, they're winning. They got Hoyt Flash, Teddy heal, and they have a CS lead, and they're having sack waves. This is not something I expected from the lane state. I wonder if it's because of bot vision. I mean, look at T1's bot vision. They have a map hack. Pink, 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 pink. It's impossible for the Seraphine Ashe to fight. I think the way that the Seraphine Ashe can fight is if they have to push and they have you on the tower. And if they have on the tower, then they're just going to play fucking skill shot galore dodgeball with you. And that's how they can punish you. But the problem is when the lane's even, it's really hard for them to walk up because they're just zoned past the wave because of Jinx. Jinx W, Tahm Kench knock up. Hoyt has no flash. Now the wave's bouncing into them. Oh, yeah, it worked. Okay, dive worked. They'll lose Herald for it, but doesn't matter. Jinx will get a lot of plates. Nice jump in by Keen. Almost kills Zeus. It's actually worth play for KDF. Hoyt dying and losing a wave is definitely worth it when you're playing Seraphine. If you're getting Herald for it. Depends how they use this Herald though. I think this Herald does need to go bot to repay that gold. Can even it up a bit. So Elim is shadowing top. They're both level 6. Wow. Wow. That Ashe arrow was insane. That was a really good Ashe arrow. Because Zeus, I believe, uses his W on the Gnar W, right? No, he W's the Ashe arrow in the end. But either way, like, that Ashe arrow just buys enough time for Mega Gnar. Because he W's, Ashe arrow hits, and then he jumps forwards and ults him. But he's chain CC'd. The Wukong ult. He's chain CC'd. It was actually a really good arrow. Wasn't that far away. Pretty easy to predict. I mean, it's just good that it lands, right? Like, look at how messy this fight is. Look how messy the fight is, right? You're probably going to hit one target, But hitting GP is just the most important, right? Okay, so T1 are still playing for bot side, still playing for Jinx. Jinx is in a great spot. Good CS numbers, good push. Lee Sin's ahead. Zeus is a bit behind, but he's playing GP, so he should always be useful into Ashe Seraphine with his R button, right? Just disrupts the backline. That's just how GP naturally works with his ult. Drake's up in 40. Stacking Drake's really important. I feel like Owner can either do Krugs here into Drake or just walk there now. Looks like they're gonna get a kill bot. Nope. Rocket misses. Nice ult. Nice chain CC. That loses them Drake. That's horrible actually when you're playing this comp. And you have so much bot pressure. Could he have died here, Hoyt? Is this a good play by Keria? Because given the setup, this Drake is free. They still have Quadra Pink set up in bot side. Deep vision everywhere around the wazoo. Like everything's fucking watered out. Just imagine KDF's vision here. They have a ward here and a ward here. That's all they see. The rest of this is completely dark. They see nothing here. And also, I don't know what happens after this, but the fact that he has Herald could be really, really painful for T1. Yeah, he was going to live no matter what, I feel like. You could say that Gumayushi could use traps earlier. Maybe aim his rocket a bit better. Still quite hard. Now he has Herald, right? Ooh, this sucks a lot because Herald gives you so much tempo here. Herald gives you 2 plates, guaranteed. 320 gold, boom. But if Herald can crash and hit while you're hitting the tower, that's really, really painful. In this case, it doesn't happen. It's just going to die 2 plates. So repays for the Hoyt death. They don't actually get Drake either. So they use their tempo to get bot plates and then base. Okay, they don't value Drake too highly. Okay, T1 still have a really fed Jinx. They have Lysandra, who's good in fights. They have Owner, who's ahead on Lee. I think Owner needs some kind of Hex Shrinker. Owner doesn't have Merc Treads. That's really painful against Seraphine, Ashe, Ornn. Let's slow it down here because I know T1's going to fight this. Looking at their position, they're going to fight this for sure. There's GP ult. Where's Faker TP? It's probably above them, right? That Herald pit ward. Yeah, there it is. So there's Faker TP. Ashe Arrow misses. Keria flashes to the side, so now he's fucked. So Keria's dead. Now, Faker's position is pretty good. He just needs Guma and Owner to follow up. They can't follow up. Only Guma can, kind of. But that Seraphine ult hurts. Faker's dead. Guma needs a reset. Nice. Wow, so it's... Whoa, Guma's dead. Wow. So Keria flashes to the side here to dodge Ashe Arrow. But then he gets ulted into the wall and gets one shot. GP barrel combo was okay. Just hits Nardo. So now, Owner kind of wastes kick, it looks like, into Ornn W. Then Faker goes on the backline. Let's look topside. So Zeus is fighting against Keen. Keen gets Herald. Zeus flashes over to finish Teddy. Keen flashes over to finish Zeus. Keen is doing insane work in this fight. Then he goes on to Owner. Gets the auto onto Ashe as he jumps away. Triple kill to Owner. To Keen. Wow, really well played by Keen. Okay, Drake fight. Arnold looks pretty good because all of these people have no flash, so I feel like this is already insanely KDF favored. He hits Keria. So why did Arnold hit Keria? I wonder if he Arnold's Keria so that his rest of his team can do the rest, so the Keria can't ult. Because to me, this looks like a free double knockup onto Jinx GP, right? Right there, he has a free knockup onto Jinx. I think he's trying to stop Tahm Kench eat, so that Elim can do this on the backline. So now Guma is low before he gets eaten. Anyway, their dive is insane. Faker's just gonna die. He has Zhonya's though, but he's still gonna die. So Drake fights in KDF's favor. I mean, KDF's team fight is just... It's just so much better. Like, a lot of T1's damage, other than GP ult, is single target. Lysandra ult, single target. Unless you get resets. Lee Sin kick. Tahm Kench Q, Jinx rockets, Jinx W, it's all single... Oh, that was close. Single target. KDF... Ashe W, AoE, Seraphine, E and Q, AoE and ult, Ornn, knockups and ults, Wukong ults, Gnar mega, like there's so many spells that all of them have to be careful for. And it's so hard to walk up, like GP Lee Sin into Ornn, Gnar, Wukong, like they don't have enough damage actually to break through. So here it was pretty good knockup here. Let's look at Faker, because this Lysandra is diving onto 4 people alone, so she will never get a kill. And Owner is just way too far away. He had to ward jump out the pit, I think. So now where is your damage actually? Well, Faker goes in and combos. That's his damage. Zeus is already His GP ult's on cooldown, looks like. Zeus pops a barrel. Can't do shit here. They're so zoned away. They don't have any threat. Having AoE spells is like a threat. So what I mean by threat is T1 are scared to walk up here because of GP ult. Because of Ornn ult. Because of Seraphine ult. Because of Ashe ult. You know, all these things are scaring them. But what is scaring KDF? Right there. A Jinx auto attack. A barrel. Well, they can see the barrel. Lee Sin. Well, Lee Sin's just war jumped out the pit. Lissandra Claw. Well, she's going in 1 versus 4. So, in terms of team comp, in team fights, KDF's is much better. Because of this Ashe last pick, I think. This Ashe Seraphine bot and this Ornn last pick. Lissandra is just not so good in drafts with Jinx. I think it's fine, but I think Lissandra is more of a situational pick rather than a blind pick. In this case, they blind pick Lissandra. Obviously, R is what Lissandra is picked into. LeBlanc is what you pick when you pick Lissandra. Like, Lissandra is a situational champ. It's not a blind pick champ, right? But then again, what mid lane champ would have made it so this game is easier? I don't think there's anything. Maybe Swain makes it a tiny bit easier, but even then, it doesn't solve the whole problem of playing Lee Sin GP. I mean, I also want to comment that I am actually a fan of Lee Sin Lissandra into Wukong. I think this is really good. Lee Sin Lissandra is really good into Wukong. It's really, really good. The only other issue you have is like Lee Sin GP into Gnar, Wukong, Ornn is horrible. Lissandra into Ashe Seraphine is horrible. Tahm Kench into this is horrible. So they only have like a winning mid jungle. Okay, so Ornn is weak side, but they can't dive Ornn. Breaks up in 20. I think KDF have TP as well, so they're happy here. T1 don't have any Nash threat. They can't really rush Nash, can they? Also, this GP build, Chempunk, Chainsword, Triforce. Does he do damage? I mean, I guess they do need a bit of healing reduction, but it just sucks to build on GP. So Ornn is really fine on weak side. They can't really dive him. I mean, they can take a tower, but you're trading tower for Drake. It's not the end of the world. You're just slowing the game down. Tiers are being fully stacked here. Fimbulwinter's inbound. I wonder what does Ashe go with the tier. Does she go Muramana? I guess so. I mean, the Ashe cooldown on her ult is like 40 seconds, so she can afford to just throw it out, get Jinx cleanse. I think they should just do that. I think Ashe should just throw out ult and get Jinx cleanse when she can. Obviously need a little bit of threat to be able to do that. Ornn is happy catching side waves. Not much pressure. Ashe is pushing mid. Owner's looking for a flank here. Teddy has flash. Ooh, good engage by T1. They actually get one. This is much better. When the fight is split, this is where T1 can shine. Okay, double kill. They just need to not overchase here. They're overchasing a bit. I don't think they can do Nash either. They just need to get out. So this is where T1 can win fights. You know how they can win fights? They can win fights when they're split. This comp is really good in a front to back. You know, Ornn is here, Wukong is here, Gnar is here, Ashe is here, Seraphine is here. You guys have played Age of Empires or some bullshit, right? Archers in the back, warriors in the front. This is really what that comp is. But when they're split, and you have your Wukong over here, your Seraphine here, your Ashe here, and you're playing Lee Sin, this is where single target damage is really broken. The single target damage on split targets is skirmish, and skirmish champs are always good in split fights, which means you win. So when you have Ashe over here and Seraphine singled out, and Lee Sin can follow up on the Seraphine and you kill her, and then you can look for Ashe or you can look for your next target as Wukong, then you win. Ornn's over here, Gnar's over here. This is how T1 want the fights to be. So this was a good fight by T1. The problem is Keria goes a bit too deep here with the knock-up. Gets a little bit overexcited and gets really chunked. I think if he didn't do that, they could have probably forced Nash, because Lee Sin has a lot of lifesteal and Faker can TP back. But I honestly think they should just force Nash anyway. I actually think it's so hard to do, but they can't force Nash. They can't. If Keria didn't get too chunked, I think they could just start it with Faker TPing back and Owner lifestealing on something. There was a chance they could do it. But yeah, their Nash is pretty slow. I guess Jinx needs to hit it, and Jinx is not too bad damage. Hope Jinx has Lord Dominik's in base. For his own sake. He does have Lord Dominik's. And Faker has Rabadons. Okay, so they have a lot of damage now. They just need to be able to hit a target. Oh my god, he's gone Cyrildes. Chempunk Cyrildes? Is this GP build normal? What the fuck is this GP build? There's no objective fight over apart from Nash, so both teams will just hover topside. GP does no damage, doesn't he? Is there any... like, he does no crit? Alright, dragon spawning. Everyone's setting up around Drake. Gumasusi's gonna get red. He has flash up as well. He can do a lot in fights. He's level 15. So, why is my question? Why? My question is why? What is this obsession they have? What is this obsession they have with starting Nash? They start Nash, they're there, we back away. Okay, what have we achieved? Well, we've given up mid push. That's what we've achieved. We don't have damage to finish Nash anyway. And we just saw them on mid wave earlier, I think. So what is the what is the thought process there? I'm curious. I'm not criticizing. I just wonder what the thought process is. What is it that they're thinking? Is it again the same situation where Ashe has no wards that they think just forcing Nash is best? They kill the pink, start the Nash. And it doesn't make sense. They're all there anyway. The vision doesn't matter when everyone's there. Now they've given up Drake in mid wave anyway, so GP ult can check, but I think this is gone. Nice try by Owner. It gets Jinx a reset though. Maybe Jinx can do some work here. Fate flashes out. Not too bad. I mean, obviously it's best for... Oh, nice arrow. Wait, did he have vision on him? How did he have vision on Faker? That ward doesn't see him, right? So what happens here? KDF force Nash. So Owner has a good way of gap closing here. Q, ward jump, flash, gets knocked away, kick, triple kick, smites for HP, otherwise he's dead. And obviously KDF get it. Guma gets a reset for this though, because Hoyt dies. So Guma can do work. Problem is, Elim has GA and Fate has flash. Elim dies, so they buy it all the time. So it's 2 for Nash. 2 for 1 on Nash. Pretty worth it for KDF. Turns into a 2 for 2 and they get Nash, so super worth it for KDF. Really well played. A bit messy, but yeah, gets the job done. So T1 get 2 mid towers, which is actually really good for him. Really good for them. Yeah, okay, 2 mid towers is really good because you can push waves in further. A lot of teams don't really realize this, so I'll say it one more time. I don't know if I shared this on stream a few days ago. So, why is it important that towers are down? It's obviously not the gold. It's so that you can push waves in further, right? If I push in a wave, top, and there's a top tier one, the wave stops here and it bounces, which means that around 30-40 seconds, you know, it bounces back to me and it stacks. If they have a top tier 2 up and I push the wave here, it goes all the way to the top tier 2. So it takes a lot longer for the wave to crash because it's going to meet another wave here, and then it'll go to the wave, then it'll stack, and then it'll bounce. If they have no top tier 3, it's going to go all the way to here, all the way to here, and then eventually it's going to go all the way back, right? So what does that mean? It means that you have more time to play on other lanes than top, right? And it also means that you have waves to play on. So a lot of times when you're in a late game situation, you know, and they're fighting over Nash, oh my god, and all of a sudden you look bot and there's like this massive wave stacked up, or in top there's like a huge wave, and like, oh my god, they're gonna TP and end. Because they pushed the wave out like 2 minutes ago, which is a good and a bad thing. Good because you have a wave to play on, bad because you're bleeding gold and they get a stacked wave to pick up, right? But it's always good to have it in the late game. It's always better, so you can just push out waves and group for objectives faster. Does that ward really give vision? Oh no, it faded. So he had vision for a frame of a second. So just try to cross map for tier 2. It's good, but they need to make sure they don't overstay because Teddy could just shoot an arrow. Oh! Anyway, KDF gonna group mid again. Mid push, mid push, mid push. They're gonna force Baron in a second, looks like. T1, there's no real thing that you can do here. It's really hard to face check and get vision. All you have to do is push sides. The way you get vision as a team that's behind right now is the best thing you can do is push sides like this, perfect. And then when the champions on the enemy team show on sides, that's when you can walk in because you know how many numbers are on certain parts of the map. Right now, when you see them 5 mid and pushing, then obviously it doesn't matter. But you know how we talked about the towers and it takes forever? Now when Faker pushes out this wave, Wukong, Ashe, whoever's catching the top wave, fucking Gnar, Ornn, they don't have to show on top wave until it gets to here. So when Faker pushes this, they're intentionally not going to show on those waves because they want to bait Nash, and this is where they want the danger zone to be on the map, right? There's no point in catching top wave here and pushing it back. What does it achieve? It doesn't really achieve anything. Better to just push this mid wave in and hover around Nash and try to make a pick. See, look, the wave's pushing now, and this is going to eventually push all the way, but they want to hide here, and then they want to make picks, and Guma has no cleanse. That Ashe arrow was insane. Doesn't... Oh, nice flash. They should just push wave, yeah, push mid in again, and then go start Nash. Ashe arrow will be back up again. Holy fuck. Dude, how broken is Ashe? Oh, Elim, really good engage. Nice kick by Owner, but it doesn't do anything. They're gonna get chased down. They're dead. Yep. Ooh, Keen. It's over. They win. T1's win streak over. So, in conclusion, what happened this game, in this series? I think KDF's drafting was fantastic. I think they had some amazing drafts, Game 2 and Game 3. Their Game 3 draft, I hate saying the word draft capped, right? I feel like it's very easy for someone to say, oh, they lost? Yeah, it was draftive. Ah, they won? Yeah, they had the better draft. You know, I feel like it's very easy to say that. I think game 3 was a clear draftive. And I hate to say that. I think game 3 was a clear draftive for KDF. I actually think it was like a 70-30 for KDF. Wolf said T1 had a draft advantage in game 3. There's no way you can tell me that T1 have a draft advantage in game 3. There's no way. You cannot tell me, you pass me the fucking Wolf pack, I'll smoke it. You cannot tell me in any universe that in this game 3, T1's draft is better. Dude, give me Wolf pack, I will smoke it. Rip Bozo. You can't. The only argument you can maybe say is they have a winning top matchup and they have a winning mid jungle. This is the only argument you can maybe say to me. And somehow their bot had push early. Alright, I think it's 70-30 draft for KDF, which makes the game hard. Obviously doesn't make the game impossible. I think there's a lot of things T1 could have done better. Like, Zeus's build is just odd to me. And their Nash stats just don't make sense. I would love to see... To me, they don't make sense, right? From the outside, these Nash stats don't make sense. I would love to know the logic as to why they're doing these Nash stats. Like here, maybe you could argue that Drake's up. The fact that Drake's up is the reason that they tried to force it. You know, like... Even then, it doesn't make sense because they just showed here, like 1 second ago, right? Ashe literally just showed on this ward with Seraphine and Ornn killing this pink and Wukong. So you saw 4 people here. And then you run in to start Nash. Maybe they thought they backtracked down to Drake. But they showed here again. So the thing is, why is this bad? You might say, Caedrel, they started Nash, but nothing happened. So why is it bad? You know, no one died. Well, the reason it's bad is because of tempo, right? Now what happens when you start this Nash? You all have to run around and you have to run all the way back around to here to your tower. So what does that give? It gives them a mid push into a Drake and you have no other play. You waste time. Time is so important in this game. You've wasted so much time now that now what do? You know? They take your vision, they take midwave, they can go take Drake, Gumayushi's at tier 2, you have to base. There's nothing else to do. Like, you've wasted... It's almost like chess, you know? You have a turn. They just wasted their turn by doing nothing. So now KDF get a turn because they get midwave in. And their turn is Drake, so you lose, right? And that happened a lot in cross maps where KDF would go for Drake or they'd go for a bot tier 1 and there was not much of a cross map sometimes. Even though they had the pings and the right idea for it. Alright, that was the T1 overview.